Hello everybody and welcome to Farming Simulator 22. Double G here. This is episode 19 in the series we're doing on the Elm Creek map. So we've progressed into August. In the last episode, I was able to get the second application of fertilizer on field 51. And then I filled up all the greenhouses with water, so they should be fine for probably 6 or 8 months until they're down to halfway again. Then I did a barley contract in field 41. I was hoping to have a lot of excess grain left over, but that really wasn't the case. We did have about 3,000 liters that we could put in the silo, so now we're at 3,133 liters of food. The good news is the wheat, this little patch of wheat's ready to harvest now, as are the two big fields. And then also the sorghum is ready to harvest. So just double check that. It looks right, and yep, definitely ready to harvest. So that's on the agenda for today. We'll take a look at the sheep real quick while we're over here. We should have maybe a pallet and a half of wool, and let's see, a pallet and a quarter it looks like. So that's doing well. They have consumed the rest of the bale that was sitting here, which doesn't mean they're out. It just means that they've eaten enough for the bale to go away. We're still at 20 sheep, so we haven't reproduced any. There's 4,291 liters of food. Should still be good for a few months. However, we will need to cut this grass and bale it up to make sure they have plenty of food. So that's not going to be a big deal. So for today, we will definitely harvest the sorghum and the wheat. The wheat will go for feeding the chickens. We'll hold back on the sorghum, leave it in the silo, because it'll probably be worth more to sell it and then use that money to buy chicken food from the store, and we'll actually be able to produce more liters that way rather than just feeding them the sorghum. The greenhouses, oh yeah, it's a lot of lettuce. I think we'll have a really good sale this winter when everything comes around. So that's 18 pallets of lettuce so far, and we still have a few months to go. So before we get into the harvest, I want to talk about a comment that I got on the last video requesting forestry, and I'm all about it. I love doing forestry. The problem is it's super expensive. I had a look at the map, and to me, the only plot of, I mean, there's plenty of these plots of land that have lots of trees. For me, the only one that I would want to actually do forestry in is probably this one, because the sawmill's right here, and then there's all these trees that are already on the land, which is nice, but it's super expensive. It's 1.1, almost $1.2 million. I'm not going to have that kind of money. You have some smaller little plots with a few trees on it. That one's $500,000 almost. And a lot of these up here are blocked together. So that's 260,000 and not as many trees. I will aim to buy this plot at some point and turn that into all forestry, cut down what's there, replant more. But it's just not in the forecast for the, I mean, that's 1.1 million. It's going to be a while before we have that kind of money. You also have these up here that could be, but again, it's all lumped together. That's 600,000, 423,000. So I think what I'm going to do is after we harvest the soybeans out of 51, I think we'll plant trees there. And it does mean we'll have to wait before we can cut them down. But I'll plant some smaller trees that grow faster, like maybe do some cypress. They don't make a ton of money, but they grow in 6 months. And so we could plant like maybe half cypress, half spruce, and the spruce will take 2 years. But we're not having to buy some huge plot of land that we can't afford. And I'm not going to take out a loan to do something like that. So I think I'll do some forestry in field 51 and then maybe grow some spruce in there, maybe do a couple of rounds of cypress to see how the money goes. And then we could always grind up the stumps and then replow the field and turn it back into a field when we have a better, more suitable field to plant trees in. So I think that's going to be the plan. We'll do forestry, but we're going to have to grow and then cut down the trees. Plus, I don't want to just be cutting down all the trees in the map. So that's what we'll aim for after we harvest the soybeans out of this. We'll do a forestry plot in 51. And that way we can kind of dip our toes into the water of doing some forestry. All right, so what I want to do first is I want to move the trailer at the silo so that as I'm harvesting I can dump directly into the pit, and the trailer's kind of blocking the pit. So all these fields are super close. No sense in hauling a trailer around. Hopefully I'll be able to get the sorghum field all in the combine, but we'll see. So I'm just gonna back this up. I really shouldn't be parking it directly over the pit. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's more convenient to be able to access the pit. So that's good. So we'll harvest the sorghum and the wheat, and then I'll be buying the Massey Ferguson conventional baler to bale up the wheat straw. Oh, wrong pedal. Been racing too much. Different brake pedal. Alright, and then we'll go get our harvester. So what I'll do is I'll do the sorghum first, and then come back and do the wheat. You can just pull this over right here. That'd be fine. Be out of the way. I'm really keen to get some more fields too, because I want to create more storage in the front of the farm in one of these front fields, but I don't want to give up all of my field space. Alright, get the header on. We'll go harvest our sorghum. Oh, well, sorry. Don't know that this will be able to all fit into the combine without having to go unload it. But it's not that far, even if we do have to. Let's see what kind of yield we're going to get on this. Looks low. Sorghum may be one of the crops that just doesn't yield high, but it has a higher sell value. So that was 7% on that one little pass. And we're up to 9. It may all fit, it may not. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and harvest the sorghum and the wheat in a time lapse, and then we can recap the numbers and go get a baler. All right, so that's it for the harvesting. We'll get this put away and we can go check the numbers. I realized just as I was finishing that I didn't put any in the chicken coop. It's not the end of the world. It's just one more thing that'll have to be done now. But that's fine. I think I'm pretty far offline here. Yep. It made it though. I'm not even going to pretend like I'm going to try to back this into the barn. I'll just loop around, pull it straight in. All right. Also realized while I was harvesting this front field that the dog's lurking around looking for food. So you got to do that as well. Shouldn't take too awfully long to bale all this up. Oh, forgot to fold it. It'll just barely clear folded up. And that should be good. Just go out this way. Oh, go feed the dog. We can go buy a baler. I mean, the conventional bales are small, but at least there's not the whole business of backing up to create a bale. Oh yeah, my dog running in slow-mo. All right, and we'll go in the Massey Ferguson to pick up the Massey Ferguson. Alright, so I head over to the store and we'll get the baler. Alright. So we will purchase the conventional baler. We'll still have 10,000 left over. So that's nice. And then I would really like to be able to buy this bale stacker for the conventional bales. It's not in the budget right now, but we will lease it for today. It should be, I don't know, 2,500 maybe. 32, wow. Probably won't even make that much on the straw, but it's all right. So there you go. It's already leased, so we can come back and get it once we're done baling. I mean, for the most part, until we get cows, all we'll be doing is selling straw from wheat and barley crops and feeding the sheep, so this will be fine. It's a little more work to it, moving them around, because it makes more bales that are smaller, but that's why the stacker is going to come in handy when we're able to buy it. They look good together. Same color, same make. Oy. Alright, let's see how many bales we can get off this field. It's going to be a super high count, obviously, as compared to what we've been doing. But it works quick, and like I said, there's no backing up. Eventually, I think for this series, we'll wind up getting a bigger square baler and the square bale loader trailer. Yeah, it's making pretty quick work, and we only have these 3 small fields, so it's not gonna be bad. What I'll do is another time lapse, get these baled up, and also go pick up the bale stacker and get everything stacked up, and we can get a final count. All right, so we wound up with 4 stacks of 14 and I think 8 bales left over. So if we look at the stats page, we made 65 small bales. Is that right? If we did 14 and 14 is 28, 50, yep, that's right. So we have 8 or 9 bales that are loose. I didn't stack them because it's weird. It kind of makes a full stack with less capacity. So I figured I'd just put those in the back of the pickup truck. No big deal. And the price currently is, for straw, 106 at the animal dealer. Gets up to 147. So that'll be part of our December sale. I say, yeah, you just store these. And luckily, I have the forks now where I can do that. Assuming this can pick them up. I don't think it's going to be too much weight. Yeah, it'll be fine. It's a little tipsy. But we'll just store them under the edge of the cover of the barn and sell them in December. There you go. I'll take what's left of the loose bales and put those in the back of the pickup truck, strap them down. They can ride around until it's time to sell. No big deal. Stabbed it. Came in a little hot, actually. See if I can stack them up. And this way, without using the auto load feature, I should be good to fit all of these onto the trailer at once. Whereas when I used the auto load feature before, it only let me take 2 of those stacks at a time. This way we'll be able to sell it all at once. Oh, getting a little crazy with the mouse there. Let go. There you go. Awesome. Oh, still came out a little. It'll be fine. The nice part is when I do the grass, I'll be able to plop those big stacks of bales for the sheep and just store them in the feed area of the sheep enclosure, and they can just take them as they need them. Oh, coming in hot. And drop. Come on. There you go. That's cool. Put this back in the barn, grab the pickup truck, and load up the loose bales. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Come here. There you go. We can just leave the truck here. No sense in moving it just to put these bales in. Did the auto load feature just put that in the truck for me? Maybe. It'd be kind of nice. It is stacking them in there for me. Oh, dropped it. Yeah. Oh, come on. Huh. That's sort of odd, but okay. It totally is, which is a bit weird. Oh, let it go. Just a few more. This way they'll already be in the back of the truck. So we really don't use the back of the truck for much anyway. And it'll be undercover. Not that they deteriorate in the game, but just a little more realistic. Yep, 3 more. So it was 4 big stacks of 14 and then 9 separate bales. I guess I could have just made it into another, because it would have looked just like those bundles, but with perfect, but with less volume to it. All right. I'm okay with that. And the last one. So in the next episode, maybe we can harvest the soybeans. As soon as we have some money, we'll plant trees in Field 51, which will start us on our forestry. That didn't work. That'll work. Awesome. How much are these? That is 10,000 liters, which would be $1,000 per stack. So it's about a $4,500 worth of straw now that would grow into being maybe $6,500 worth of straw when we sell it at the right time. So that's good. So that's the harvesting done. The chickens still have some food in the next episode. We will have to use the trailer to fill up the silo, but there's still 3,000 for now, so this should be fine. 26. But they only eat about 1,800 in a full month. The eggs are looking good. We'll have to pick those up and restack them to empty. Actually, we should probably do that now, because overnight it could very well run out of room. And strap those down so we don't have them flying. Before too long, I will wind up trying to find a place to put the pallet warehouse so that we're not just taking things like the eggs and moving them off to the side. I mean, the pallet warehouse isn't super expensive, but more than that, you gotta have somewhere to put it. It needs to be somewhere reasonably close. Oy. Let's not hit the greenhouse. And we are on full only, which is good. Alright, and unload side is left. We want to change that to right. There you go. So we got plenty of room for the eggs. Just park this back. I always like to have the trailer lined up the same direction as the truck. Alright, y'all. I think that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And until next time, take care.